All right, we're recording. Okay, hi guys. I am super excited for tonight because if you guys don't know this, Cheyenne is a triple diamond. She went triple in March, and she is like the cutest ever. Okay, so totally different in her life than I am. I'm a mom. I'm 23. She's not a mom. She's living her best life without kids. Hold on. Yes, baby. Yeah, I'm your mommy. She's living her best life, but so she is killing it with distributors, and she always does every month. And so every month for the last few months in a row, she's been on Pam's like special calls, and you have to be a mass enroller for distributors to be invited. And so I just want her to go ahead and give us all of your tips, kind of like introduce yourself, your story, and touch on that first, and then we'll jump into the tips. I think you should be able to, okay, yeah.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Good. Okay. So hi, you guys. If y'all don't know who I am, my name's Cheyenne Nickerson. I'm 20 years old. I will be 21 in 52 days, and no, I'm not counting them down. Um, so I joined this business October of 2017. So I joined right after my 19th birthday. So like I said, it's been 2 years. And I really want to touch on the beginning of my story, just because I feel like that's when everything obviously when it started, but it's a really key thing for me. So when I joined Cheyenne Knox, who's a presidential, and she was a diamond at the time. And we were longtime family friends. And I don't know what that red mark is on my forehead, but we're going to disregard that. It's not there. So I basically got started with her, and I was so money hungry. I was a full-time college student taking 18 hours. I was working a full-time job as a restaurant manager and 2 other part-time jobs before I took on at work. So for those of you who have a busy schedule, I feel you 110%. It is busy. So Shay was basically living her best life, making $2,000 a month, and I was making around that. And I was I am so tired. I was I have no time. I have no freedom. So how is she able to do this when I'm literally barely even getting by with making $2,000 a month, you know? So that was my biggest thing getting started with this. And so my first month I went executive, and obviously knowing now that's pretty freaking cool. But I didn't think it was cool at the time. I was just chasing the money. And my actual first paycheck was $9 because I was only in the business for a day because I joined on Halloween. So obviously seeing that, I was wow, that's big money, you know? So Shay was trust me, this is going to be a great month, because I was already halfway to executive by the time I even got paid, and I wasn't even able to get the paycheck because it wasn't even high enough. So it's just so funny to look back at. And I was okay, Shay, kind of just waiting for the scam to pop up, if you know what I mean. So I went executive. I think I may have been chartered for Ruby. I was so I'm just talking to people. I was literally ignorance on fire, in the simplest way. And I saw my paycheck, which was $200 as an executive, plus the 2 fast start bonuses I got from one distributor and $100 of Christmas cash, which is a deal we had going on. So obviously, basically $400 on your first night, or in your first night, oh my gosh, in your first month, that's pretty good. And I was where's the comma? Where's the $2,000 paycheck? And Shay was oh, it's if you keep going like this, you're going to see that fast. And I was I want that now. And she was okay. You could tell she had no idea what to say. And it's so funny thinking about it now. And I basically was peace out. I knew it was a scam. I knew it wasn't meant to be. I'm out. And I'm also really green at the same time. So it's really funny that I did that, because I the money part of it, literally, honestly, probably Shay was, yeah, she's probably pooping her pants. But it's just so funny to think about, because before I had joined, I'd already read the compensation plan. So that's going to kind of tell you my green. It's bad. But I was so money hungry. I didn't even think about the fact that commissions, compensation, it just wasn't even in my head. I just wanted money. So I was working and posting once a month. I don't know how, but like this is going to kind of like show you guys like where the distributor thing started. I was still enrolling distributors. I don't know how. I was getting fast starts off of them. I wasn't enrolling customers. So like I was literally like getting these distributors and like basically saying like, hey Shay, Becky joined. Hey Shay, Lakin joined. Like doing those kind of things. And Shay was training them and like I was getting money and I was like, okay, cool. You know, a couple $100, like that's cool. And I just like was literally just not, I was not in it. And so Shay went to conference of February of 2018 and literally called me at like the third level at conference and was like, they just announced a $5,000 Emerald bonus. You're charted for Emerald. You're so close. Like, let's do this. Like, let's lock arms. And I was like, you know, $500 sounds pretty cool. So like, okay, whatever. And I was like, what do I do? And this, I really feel like is where everything changed because it was like the simplest thing ever. And she literally, all she said to me was, do exactly as I do. She was like, when I message 50 people, you're going to go message 50 people. When I post on Facebook, you're going to post on Facebook. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And literally in between everything, we would literally text each other because not knowing at this time, I was like one of the only people working on Shay's team. So it's so crazy to look back because like she literally was investing everything in me and I had no idea. So it's so crazy to like look back and think about it now because like I think about like where she was at that time in her business. And I'm like, I'm literally, I think there was like 2 other girls, if that, working with her. And I just was literally so willing to lock arms with her and run that like she was helping me in every way that she could. So in between everything, I just like worked. I went Ruby that month on like the 16th before orders even ran. I went Ruby. I was like 1,000 away from Emerald. I didn't realize like how crucial being 1,000 away from Emerald was at that time. So the next month I like got it done. I went Emerald on the 20th. I woke up and I was Emerald. I was like 3,000 from Diamond, still not even really realizing like how crazy it is to be 3,000 from Diamond. And I ended up not going Diamond until June of 2018. And that's when I earned the $7,500 bonus. And then I went double in September and then triple in March. So that's basically me.
No, I love that. I love that the fact that like you joined. I feel like a lot of people join in the beginning and they're like, where's the money? And they want that instant success. And then when it doesn't happen, or when someone joins with them and then they take off faster than the other and then they're like, oh, why am I not? It's like you just have to trust the process, you guys. You literally never know their story, that you only know what someone like lets on, and so you can never like compare yourself, and you have to trust the process that you will be a triple diamond or a prize or ambassador one day if you stick the course. So I love that you said that. And then just how busy you were. So I just want to go back to that just really quickly and let you touch on like, how did you work your business when you were so busy? Because I know that there are a few people on here that are probably like, that's my life and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. So something, I feel like I've always thrived in chaos. Like I've always been so busy, and it's always been things like I made myself busy. Like in high school, I did every freaking sport that I could just to do something on a Thursday night. Cause like I really wasn't like the popular kid. I didn't have friends or anything. So, and just like not throwing this in to make it a pity party, but my best friend passed away sophomore year. So after that, I was like, I have no friends. High school rocks. And I literally just went like to myself, and I just like, I focused on whatever I could basically. So like I was doing volleyball, soccer, softball, National Honor Society, DECA, which is like the business thing. I literally was doing so much just to find like any sort of like friendship. And so that was like high school. So come into like college, I was taking 18 credit hours, and my parents are so amazing and so supportive. They've always been, if you have like straight A's or straight B's, whatever, if you have a passing grade, you don't have to pay for anything. Like we're going to be here to support you and whatever we can. So that's always been like a luxury that I've had. But like, I always wanted to work. Like I'm an only child. So it's like crazy because you'd think with like being an only child mindset, growing up, literally being mom and dad's world, I did get everything I wanted, but I also had to work for it. So from like a young age, I always knew like I had to like, I would literally go and like sell just like stupid things. Like I'm like such a little tomboy. I was so into like Pokemon cards, and I would like do the whole like Pokemon trading thing with like the little boys in middle school to make money, which is so embarrassing, but hey, it's me. So I just like doing little things to make money, and like I would like save up enough money for something, and then my parents would just go and buy it for me anyway. And I was like, okay, you know, like that's cool. But my parents always taught me like you have to work hard to get money. So I like got into college, and then I just like started working because I was like, I have nothing else to do. Like it literally was like, I have 2 free hours in a day. Let's go get a part-time job, like more money. And that was just kind of how it was. Like I'm so money hungry, like in any aspect of life. So just the only thing I can remember is I had to be at work at 8 a.m. So I woke up. I'm like super minimalistic at that time. It's like no makeup. So I would like literally wake up at like 7:30, brush my teeth, put my hair in a ponytail, and head to the restaurant. So I would wake up at like 7. I basically just woke up like a little times earlier that I could like respond to messages and like basically give myself enough time to do what I needed to do without stressing myself out. So if like I had to like drive to work and then sit in the parking lot and then reply to messages, I would do that. Like in any little moment of my day that I was not doing anything, I was doing something of this business. And at that time we didn't have stories, which is like really weird to think about. So like I was like creating posts for the day, and that was whenever you had to post like 8 times on Instagram. So I like had all my drafts saved on Instagram to like be able to post. And like I just was literally doing so much that like I don't even know what I was doing. I was talking to any person I could, like messaging on Instagram, messaging on Facebook, just literally sharing the opportunity with absolutely everyone. And like I was always a person, I don't really care about what people think about me. And so I just was always able to like, I don't care. Like I'm just very like to the point. So messaging and like getting no's, I was like, okay, bye, thank you, next. And I would just like literally move on to the next one. So like I don't know if that like answers your question, but basically through all of the nooks and crannies of the day, that's when I was working this business.
Yeah, no, I love that. I feel like it's good to hear it from someone who actually is busy, because moms, stay-at-home moms, it's just so hard to connect. You're like, I don't really think that you understand. And that's really how you have to do it. You just have to find the time, and you make time for what you want to make time for. So I guess my next question for you is, you are always on Pam's calls, so I want you to kind of like touch on that, but I want you to talk about how you get there. Like, how do you enroll so many distributors every month, and tell us your average numbers so everyone knows, because I know them, but they don't. And then sorry, daughter's still up. And then yeah, hold on. And then I want you to share like your messages and things that you send out. How do you start the conversation and keep up with it? All of the things. Just go ahead and dive in.
Okay, so just preparing myself, I can talk fast. So if I start literally just like speaking fast, type in the chat. I have it pulled up just in case, because I know myself. But so I'm like trying to think of like what you asked. Okay, so basically, my mind is like literally going 90 to nothing right now. It's fine. So, okay, Pam's calls. I was like, what did she say? Good Lord, this is my life. So it's like, this is like so embarrassing, but like I actually didn't even know what these calls were or who Pam Souter was until I was a double. So I was getting emails to these, and I was like, if I have like a moment off of work, like, yeah, I'll do it. And I would go on, and it would just be like Joel and Stephanie Dunn, like the big people that like we look up to, like talking and like giving their tips. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And I literally like, it's so funny because like I'm just like so ignorant sometimes, but that's just like literally I was just looking at it. And so these Zooms are for people who complete their steps of success, or mass enroll distributors as well. So it's not only for distributors. Like if you are a steps to success person, like you're going to be able to get emails for these too. And it's so funny because I was actually in a suite at conference with Shay that she invited me to, and I got it was my first email from with that in like a while. And like, obviously, like I'm pushing triple. So like, I know who Pam Souter is at this point. And I got my first email that like I hadn't gotten in a while. And I was like, Shay, I got this email. And she was like, I've never got that. And I was like, oh, ooh. It was like really awkward. But so now it's like a race between like her and I to see who gets the email every single month. It's just like those like little competitive things that we do. No, it's literally such a good feeling. Like I had to turn my Google, I have a Gmail, so it turned like the promotions or the social, whatever, it always send it to that. And I had to turn it on to be able to get the notification. Otherwise, like I would never see them. And like I missed so many simply because I didn't have the notification. But so my average number, I'm like I said, I'm so green. My average number for 2018 was 11, which like I feel like it's pretty good. Like someone who went from Ruby to double like in that year. And my average number for 2019 so far is 25. So I'm pretty confident, or I'm pretty happy with that number, just because I mean, like it's August, so that's 8 months, and I don't think I counted the ones for this month because the month's not over. But average 25 a month. My highest this year has been 45, and my lowest was 15. So like my minimum is like 15, and that's kind of like my non-negotiable. Like that's like, I don't know, it's just like a mindset, honestly. And like, I really feel like once you can kind of just decide that like you're going to go enroll distributors, you're going to go and enroll distributors. And I have like actual like conversations that I'm going to read to you guys today to kind of like explain like how I do that, just because like it's just something that like it just happens. I don't want to say that, but like I'm so like in that like high vibe energy. Like I'm like also big with like manifesting, if you're familiar with that, but I'm just like, I enroll distributors. That's just like my thing. And like, it's just so like in my head, I guess. So like, it's like literally, it just like kind of happens. But, someone unmuted.
There we go. Sorry about that.
I just wanted to make sure you guys could hear me still. But, okay, so then that's just like my thing, like I said. So something that I've always done from the beginning, and I really feel like this is because like Shay's always done this as well. I share where I'm going, where I've been, what I've been able to do, something about network marketing on my feed every single day. Like since I want to say like honestly February, because from October, I'm not really going to count that. But from whenever I literally went 110% into this business, there has not been a day that I have not posted a live post, besides the one day that Instagram was down all day because I was not about to have my algorithm messed up. So that is the one day I have not posted a live post. And there are some times where I will post more than once a day. Like, for example, like, I mean, like it's end of the month, we're pushing for volume right now. So I'm posting like $25 weight loss challenge, like things like that on my Instagram to like get people interested in that way. But like that's just like I just post a live post every single day. And I'm trying to like go to my Instagram to kind of show you guys what it is. Like today I posted, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it was like, I don't believe in MLMs or network marketing. It's like, why don't you believe it? What do you not believe in? Do you even know what you don't believe? Or is it something you saw on Twitter? Like those are like the kind of my gist of my post. Or like, for example, yesterday I posted a picture of my double who's going triple really soon. And I just like posted about her story. And then the next one was like a picture of Shay and I, and it was like the girl who started it all. Without her, I would not have the life I do today. Basically talking about like a friendship. Like I try to incorporate like friendships, like money and like freedom. So I feel like those are the things that I joined for. And like obviously I'm going to attract the people that, like I want, you know what I mean, that are like me to join. So like, those are like essentially like the gist of my, life post. And like even like a post, so for example the other day was like my boyfriend and I's 1.5-year anniversary, and I even threw in the business. It's like thank you for constantly supporting me in my business, always believing in me and making me want to do more. And like literally because of that, I had people reach out to me like, oh my gosh, like I would love this to support my husband, like things like that, like little ways that you can just like get into people. Like that's kind of what I do. And I do not message for distributors unless I'm like reaching out for customers and I see someone who I'm like, oh my God, she'd literally go Black Diamond in a day. Like, she has to join my team. So those are the only times that I'll message distributors. And like the most basic thing, I don't have it written down or anything because like I literally am just like, this is awkward for me to ask you because I know it would be awkward for me to receive this, but I love your Instagram. I love your preset. Like I literally pick apart their Instagram. Like I love the consistency of your posting. Like, would you be interested in like what I do? Like those kind of things. I feel like to answer your question, I feel like it's more Instagram, but it's probably like 75-25 because I do work Instagram and Facebook, but I feel like I can be more myself on Instagram, and Facebook is where I'm like in a suit and tie kind of thing, if that like makes sense. Like Instagram is more like, I don't know, where I can like go on my story and like tell something embarrassing, even though it gets shared to Facebook, but like you see what I'm saying? Like Instagram is just like where I'm like comfortable with, so that's like kind of what I stick to. So, okay, I have to like look up these conversations because I didn't want to screenshot them or anything. But there were basically I signed a distributor a couple days ago, and I had been following up with her since December of 2017, and I first originally messaged her to be a customer November of 2017. So I just want you guys to know that for once a month, from December 2017 to August of 2019, homegirl got a follow-up from me. It literally could have been something like, hey girl, I have one spot. Do you want it? Like I don't want to say don't put thought because I do, but like I do not put long and huge follow-ups unless there's like something previous that we've talked about in the conversation, like it needs it. So like, for example, I had a girl get started today and she's like a mom and she was so scared to join. And I was like, look, and I'm very, just my personality, I am very blunt and upfront with people. And I'm just like knew her story because like I ask and I'm like, why do you need this? And she's like, I'm a single mom of a baby and like I have no money. And that's like basically the gist of her story. So then whenever we were talking about it, she was like, I don't know, like I'm just so scared. And I was like, are you going to tell Luke no? And I just like literally brought it back to her why before she even joined the business. And I was like, you have $1 million opportunity at your fingertips. And I was like, granted, I didn't think it was going to be $1 million opportunity either. But like, you have the opportunity to be able to give your son the life that you want to give him. And I was like, why are you going to deny him of that? And she like literally joined immediately. Like within 5 minutes, I got the little notification. So I just really I don't want to say like, I don't know like how to explain that, but like, how like what I wrote down here is like you are trying to help these people, so sometimes you've got to get real with them. Like if they're not just like, I don't know the right word because I don't want to say like taking what you say because like I don't like to be called a salesman, but like at the same time you kind of have to like sell them on the opportunity, you know? So like I just try to believe in people when I know they don't believe in themselves because I was that person who didn't believe in themselves. And like, I mean, it took me forever to finally have that confidence that I do now. But I mean, I just try to be that person for them because that's who Shay was for me. And that's what I needed whenever I joined. So I'm sure like, obviously your leader was that person for you. That was like that constant supporter. So just be that person for them. And then they're going like, I don't know. I feel like it's just such like a mind thing. Like, even like when someone tells me they don't have money, I never say like, oh my God, they're not going to join. I'm like, okay, so when will you have money? Like, when's your next payday? When are you getting a tax return? You know, like things like that. Like, do you have a credit card you can charge it on? And like, I even say my personal story where like I had to use my dad's credit card to join, and I sold my wraps at school for $25 each and then handed him $100 and then walked away. And it was just like, I was able to do that within my first week. And then I got my, shopping spree where I was able to get products, and like I was the person that got like one product they wanted and one part they wanted to sell. And then I used like I want to say it was keto coffee, but I don't even know if we had keto coffee, to be honest. So it was probably like HSN because I had a freaking bob at this point. So obviously hair is not that short anymore. So it was probably HSN wraps, but like I literally just got 25 wraps or 4 wraps and sold them for $25 each. So I was able to like make that quick $100, which always went back to my auto ship as well. So I know I'm like kind of like going on, but like I've also never not ran an auto ship just because like that's just what you have to do in this. So even if you have to buy something that you're going to have to sell it for cash to pay for it, then like, I mean, you got to do what you got to do because like you have to have the auto ship. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, no, you did. And I love that you said that, like, you're bold with how you approach them and how you keep them in the conversation because you know what you have your hands on. And so that's just where you guys have to have the confidence. Like, you have to assume that, well, this business, if it hasn't given you X amount of money yet, it will. You have to know that, but you can go off of other people's stories too and go back to, well, you know, the person I enrolled did this and I'm doing this and this is what it can do for you. And I love the fact that you said you asked why they need this. I do the same thing. I ask why they need it. And like, whenever you ask, you're asking and you make them feel like it's about them and it's not about you. Some people think that
Yeah,
we
it's
just
like you
make money
make
off
them
of
feel
them.
like more important by doing that instead of just saying like, I want your credit card number so I can get $200. Like, especially now with like the double fast starts, like you're here to help these people. And like, that is like the biggest thing that, excuse me, I was not doing whenever I joined. And it took a lot from me because like I am a very red, self-centered person. And like that's just like who I was. And it's not who I am anymore. And like I had to go through like a lot of personal growth. And that's so funny that you said bold because my shirt says bold. And that's, I don't know, that's just, that was funny. Anyway, but like it's just like finding that confidence. And like I always shared Shay's and Courtney Boer's story on my Instagram, so like definitely don't do this now, but I would take like a super cute picture of Shay like off her Instagram and like share her story and like Courtney Boer. And because like at this point I had gotten $9, so I was like, yeah, yay. And but like sharing their stories is like, this is like what it can do for you. And I always shared like, I'm going to be able to go buy a new car. And then in 5 months I went and bought a new car. And then like I shared about how I was going to quit my job, and then 7 months I quit my job and then get a new apartment, and like here we are. So it's like things like that. Like I always talked about what I was going to do, and I always achieved those goals. And like it was speaking those goals and achieving those goals is what honestly got people to join. It was like saying like, I'm going to do this and like, I'm going to be able to go and do this. And people were like, well, I want to do that. And so it's like, well, like, great, now I did it. So like, let's get you to it. Like I have a lot of girls like that are freshmen in college because, that's my like age range, I guess. But a lot of them are joining to be able to live off campus next year. And like, it's like those little things that like people don't, I mean, like, I obviously like you like can post about how like you want to live off campus, but like that's not the thing. Like you're posting like, I'm going to be like, I'm working from home, so I'm able to like focus on my studies or focus on my schoolwork and like things like that. So it's really just like incorporating your personal life into this, but it's also just like, this is truly for helping people. And like once you like literally just want to serve others, that changes everything really.
No, I love that you said that. So there was someone that asked if you did host a post on Instagram. I don't know if that meant like for loyal customers or distributors. So do you? And then also, what do you do to sign so many distributors every month? Like, do you build relationships? Do they come to you? If you are building the relationships, then how long? Like, you know what I'm saying? How long do you do follow-ups?
So, okay, I'm trying to go back to the comments. I do host a post or on Instagram for both distributors and customers. The 1st through the 15th is all distributors. So I'm going ahead and throwing my post or my message in here. This is like what I send to a PLC after it's been like 5 months of like them not responding. So post to post were never really my jam. And I basically was like, it's a way to get customers. I got to figure out how to do it. Here we go. And I literally was like, you may not be interested in my products. I was wondering if you're willing to help me spread the word about my business. Just like literally try to keep it as simple as possible. And then they're always like, yeah, sounds good. And so I just send, I hope text replacement works. Awesome. I just literally say, thanks so much. You're so sweet. Just post this pic and tag me in it. And it's a little picture of me on my phone. And it's I'm trying to find it. Should have had that pulled up. Of course I can't find it. Here it is. Okay. So you don't see that? Okay. It's like my friend Cheyenne wants to make, or is looking for people who want to make like $200 to $600 a month from their phones. this fall. I had it for this summer, and then I could just go into over and change the words, but it was DM fall or DM summer too. And that little pink box down there is like where they tag me, like right here. But I can text this picture to you, so like you guys can use that as well. And for the 16th through 30th, 31st is where I do customers. And I'm on keto, besides the fact that I'm eating ramen noodles right now, but we're not talking about that. So I got like really good results this past month with, on like my face and on, celery, coffee greens, all the good stuff. So I made this like little picture for coffee, and I use like my personal results of like my physical face and like my physical body. And you can see my face with the body ones. So it's like, they know it's me. And then I don't really use these just because I'm really happy about my results. So I just use the one of myself. But I do have a cleanse one, TFX, and HSN. So like I said, I can send these to you guys. I'm actually not the one who made those. I found them somewhere and I just started using them. But I just like basically retook what the coffee one was and like made it of my own. But yeah, like I am a product of the product. And to answer your question, like how do I actually sign so many distributors? I really feel like it's attraction marketing, just because like I don't message for them. So I guess it's attraction marketing. I don't say I do attraction marketing, but I like manifest that I'm going to sign X amount of distributors to pay X amount of bills. And I just kind of do it. And it literally just came down to deciding. I mean, especially like I knew Shay wasn't going to build me for triple or build me to double or build me to presidential. And I'm like I'm always been very self-sufficient, and I didn't want her to have to feel like she had to do that. And two, I didn't want my team to do it for me. So I literally filled my, like on a triple chart, my double filled herself. I filled both diamonds and then replaced both diamonds with a full new chart the month I promoted. And then like for going pres, like after the chart changed, I think I was like 30 distributors away, and I was like, okay, I'm going pres in 90 days. Got to get it done in 30. And me and my team just like literally got it done. And I basically like, I'm triple, and like I already have my ambassador chart out, because like I want to know how close I am to that next goal. Like obviously the people that I am like, keep burping, I'm so sorry. People that I'm going pres and ambassador with may not be the people, the people that I'm going pres with may not be the people that I'm going ambassador with, but I still have a chart out, and it's really ugly and it's huge, but I have a chart out and like I'm working for it. And like even right now, like I wish I could turn my computer. So I have a pres chart that's 3 foot by 2 foot. So it's big, and it literally just sits on my wall. And this is like my binder with my whole life in it. And my chart in here looks wonky. I literally taped a triple, double, and diamond chart together, and I made a chart. No excuses. Literally. It's literally taped together, you guys. Because those charts, they're big. And once you print them out, the box is this small, and my poor green heart cannot deal with that. So I hope it answered your question. If I forgot something, just let me know.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. I love that you have the next step and then the very next step right after that, because you're always planning ahead. And so someone said, what does your day look like working in the biz? I guess. And then also the slides that you shared, they go in your stories. So not on the actual feed. Just to answer.
Yeah, I had a girl that posted hers on her feed, which like cool, but like those are like definitely story posts just because of the way that they look. But yeah, so my day, I do have like a block schedule type of system, but I do work this business full time. So obviously this can change. And obviously my day is not going to look like Lakin's day. It's not going to look like Rachel's day, because we all three live totally different lives. I am 20 years old. I have a cat, and I have a boyfriend. That's my life. I don't have kids or anything. So I wake up at 6. I'm like reading off my block schedule just to show you guys, but I wake up at 6. I do my celery challenge. I go work out. I come home. I shower. I make breakfast. I journal. I do like my morning Jesus me time, because I feel like that's just like whenever I get like the most done, I guess. Or I'll also journal while I'm waiting my 30 minutes for my celery as well, because I wait 30 minutes, then I just go brush my teeth and then go work out. I come home or I get done with journaling, I go run errands, so that's like we go pick up groceries, I go get my nails done, my lashes filled, like those kind of things. I have to go to USPS, I have to go to the post office, like those kind of things. I come back from that, and now my boyfriend's schedule is a little bit differently, or it's a little bit different because he's going back to school, but from 12:30 to 3:30 is like my work time. So like that is when I'm like sitting down at this desk doing intentional work for 3 hours. And like for example, today I went out to lunch with one of my teammates, and I didn't get home until half of my work block was done. So my work block just started at 1:30 and not 12:30. So it just like whoop. And I did, like I said, I'm a really busy person. So I noticed that when I like quit school, because I did drop out of school, and then quit my jobs, like I was so bored. And like people can say like all day long, like, oh, like you're triple diamond because you have all the time in the world. Girlfriend, no. Like it's so like I feel like it's so much harder to work this business being like working a full time, and like that just may be me, or like because I'm like so like organized chaos, I guess. But like I actually had to go enroll myself back in school for this semester because like I literally felt like I wasn't doing anything throughout the day. So basically like what I'm doing now is like I'm giving myself 3 hours in the middle of the day and 2 hours at night to like intentionally work my business. And like if I don't get my stuff done, then like I'm not going to bed until I do, kind of thing. But like I also give myself 3 hours to do schoolwork. So I like organize my day out, and like obviously that can change. And like I said, it's not going to be like my schedule is not going to be that, like it's not going to be the same for you because like we do have different lives, but I'm just like really organized. So I knew that I had to like kind of a block schedule. And then, like I said, I just was literally so bored that I felt like I was neglecting my business because like, oh, like I just sent out 50 messages, like I'll do it later. And then later turned into like next week, and then next week turned to like next month. So I just literally had to do something else and like preoccupy myself. So I've just been like doing like scheduled me time, like self-development, mind development, that kind of thing. And then working my business, and then doing school. And then of course, like I hang out with my boyfriend too, but like that whole thing. I just had to like organize it a little bit better.
You're literally so organized. I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I should put myself on a block schedule. I would probably get way more done with all the things I have to do. It's okay. Yes, hold on. So what I wanted to talk about, so attraction marketing. So we've really recently started focusing on that. I mean, I think it's always been a thing, but not so much like titled, you know what I mean? Like attraction marketing, that's what it is. And so kind of touch on, you know, if you aren't someone on here that uses Instagram is game changing. I hope you guys are seeing that. And if you aren't good with it, we all started somewhere. Like, let's make that your goal to actually master it. So what I want you to talk about is on Facebook too, how do you do attraction marketing? What do you think your, like, I guess your top, maybe not top, but like your best 3 to 5 tips for that would be for someone? Like, do you do it? I mean, you obviously do it every day, but how do you do it? You do it the same way every day? Do you make videos, stories, lives, IGTV, etc.?
Yeah, so I really feel like like I said, I didn't even realize that it was attraction marketing until it was like coming full circle. I was attracting distributors to me. But obviously, like I do my 6 lists every single day, multiple times a day, and part of it is growing my market. And I intentionally grow my market, meaning like I am going to follow girls, that are me. Like I am going to follow girls that have cats, are fur moms, like have dogs, like have boyfriends, they're in college, they're like even if their mom's in college, they're in college. So that's something that like pertains to me. So like literally just finding people that have something in common with me. I'm also obsessed with Dr. Pepper. So I like put Dr. Pepper in my bio, and I get like a lot of people to follow me simply because I like Dr. Pepper. So if you have something like weird, not really weird, but you know what I mean, like that you like, just like change, like your bio needs to be like the 5 things, like, or 3 to 5 things or whatever that are you. So like my bio says, have faith in the greater plan, which is like something I told myself going triple. And it like, that like phrase got me through that promotion. And it says Jeremy and my cat with like a little heart, cooking and Dr. Pepper are my love language, and then UNT 20 something, because I like did enroll back in school, but like I'm not gonna like finish, if that makes sense. So I just kind of put 20 something for college girls to say like, oh, she's in college too. So I would get like people to follow me back. I do immediately message people that follow me back, and it just says like, you're so gorgeous, girl, thanks so much for the follow, I can't wait to get to know you more. Or if there's like something that I see on their page, I'm like, oh my god, I love your dog, like thanks for the follow. Like I just kind of give them a compliment, thank them for the follow, and then just like, I can't wait to get to know you more. And like that's how I'm growing relationships. Like even from there, like half the people, like there are some people that are like, do I know you? And I'm like, no, I just said I can't wait to get to know you. So no, you don't know me. Like I'm just like, it's like, it makes me so mad, but I'm like, no, you don't know me, sorry. Like good lord. So like some people do say that, but they're never rude about it. Like obviously I'm not rude back to them, it's just like frustrating at times. But most girls are like, oh my gosh, like are you in my sorority? And I'm like, no, but like that's awesome, like good for you. And like we just like kind of talk and like become friends. And thank you so much for saying that. I always feel like I'm such like a bump on a log, but like I like talk loud, so I don't know, it like, I don't know, it works. But that was no pun intended. So but it's like, yeah, so I just like kind of I find people that have similar interests as me. And like I said, I don't reach out about people joining the business, but I blow up my stories. Like especially my story yesterday, I posted a 6-minute video with 15-second clips. So if you follow me, I'm so sorry that you had to click through all of that. I really did not want to post it on IGTV, but I basically was making pumpkin spice skinny coffee, and I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to post it to IGTV. So I literally had to use Cut Story into 24 slides and post it to my Instagram. And then I also applied for an apartment yesterday, right? It's Wednesday, yeah. So, and then like another thing, like because if it works, like because of the monthly income that I'm able to make, we got automatically approved for it. And I like literally almost, I was like crying. So, I posted about that as well. And, something else that like I just thought of, like I finally looked down at my notes, but whenever we were at our leadership retreat, Pam Souter was talking about how you have to share your story at least 10 times a day. And that 10 times can be slides on Instagram stories, going live on Facebook, going live on Instagram. Like it doesn't have to be like sharing your physical story 10 times a day, but excuse me, like for example, so I actually forgot, I'm going to take a boomerang of this Zoom later, but like I'm going to be able to share my story by saying that I'm on this Zoom, like training a team, you know what I mean? And then like, I'm like trying to go back and like actually look at my story. But I like posted a little boomerang of me eating lunch with my friend and her daughter. So like obviously regular college kids can't do that. So like that's another one. And then I posted like an actual video on my story, and then that I was pumping gas, like things like that. Like I just kind of show like a part of my story at least 10 times a day. And ever since I've been doing that, I've had a lot more people reach out to me. And to answer your question, Crystal, I do use IGTV. It just like wouldn't have flowed with my page if I would have like posted it to my page. So I like couldn't post it because like I'm really big about my Instagram looking good. But the majority of my IGTVs are products. So like whenever we got the new greens, what is this coffee? Celery day one. Us trying a celery BFF, like things like that. And like at the beginning, which like I'm looking back and I need to go delete all of those videos and redo them, but it's like skincare, the cleanse, skinny mocha, the I'm busy, which is obviously you guys like know what I mean. The caramel pods, and then I did a video like what if, so like what if you join this business, like what if it changed your life, like that kind of thing. But yeah, I do use IGTV. I just try to put my face on my Instagram story as much as I can, just because I feel like that will get more views quicker versus keeping it on my IGTV and like having people scroll to it. Cause like, I don't know, that's just like kind of how I guess my algorithm works. But yeah, and like I said, I post around noon every single day. That's like what time I post. I literally will have people say like, it's like 3 p.m. like, or like, are you okay? You haven't posted. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm tired. Like, sorry. like I will have people reach out and say like, you haven't posted today. And I really just feel like it's kind of having that like presence on social media, like literally becoming an influencer. And like, that was something that was really weird for me. Cause like, I didn't realize that I was like becoming an Instagram influencer. Cause like, that's weird. I don't know. It's like a weird concept, but literally, I mean, like when you're just posting positive things on your feed every single day, you're impacting so many people's lives. So you're basically turning yourself into like a positive person that people can come to like whenever they need something. And like I did this thing like a long time ago, and it was like, what do you want to see more of? And like people were saying like your everyday life, and I'm like, y'all don't realize I sit on my couch with my cat all day, but okay, that's what you want to see. And I was having a bad day the other day. So I posted a video. I was like, you guys said you wanted to see a day in the life. Well, I'm crying and I don't cry. So here you go. And like so many people were like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like basically just like, I hope you have a better day. Okay. And I just saw your question. So to answer your question about the 2 Instagrams, I made that second Instagram because my main one got deactivated. And then I literally raised so much hell about my Instagram getting deactivated that I got it back. So I have the 2 of them. And then my second one got deactivated. And literally since May, I just got it back like 4 days ago. So I definitely feel like it definitely benefited me going triple because I don't really work it. I post the same things on it and like I post on my story, but like it's kind of hard sometimes to like post to this story and then go back and post to that story and then go to Facebook and post it again. So if I forget to post on it, I forget to post on it. But you can share like whenever you actually go and post something to your actual feed, you can click post to both profiles. I do grow it every single day just so I do have like 2 markets, but I don't message on it. I've only ever messaged on it on the 25th of March, which was when I was going triple. And I got so many on the spot customers from it. Like I was in shock. It has never happened to me, but I literally just think that was God saying like, here you go, you're going triple diamond. So, like I said, I do work it, but I mean, if you have, I don't say if you have the extra time, but if you have the extra 30 minutes in your day to go work in a second Instagram, go ahead. It's not going to hurt you, but don't invest 100% of your time on it if you do already have an Instagram that's like up and like running. Because I started Instagram, actually, which is so embarrassing. I always wanted to be Instagram famous. So I bought followers and I had 13,000 followers because 13 is my favorite number. And whenever I joined this, Shay was like, you have so many followers. And I was like, oh no. It was like, crap. So I literally had to like go online, do my little green researchy self, and figure out a way to delete all of those followers off of my Instagram. And I had a whole 300. So I was following like 5,000 people, had no followers. So I literally unfollowed everyone. And I started from square one. So I've built that Instagram to almost 9,000 followers now. And that was using Captivate for however many months that Captivate was cool. But from now it's like all organic, and the apps to like unfollow people are like being weird. So I literally just go and do it manually. So I can go over that as well if you want me to talk about that, because that's something that a lot of people like don't do. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to jump in and say, like, Instagram, so you guys, I would say drop a 1 if you're a mom on here, just to kind of see. I'm pretty sure most of us are, like, moms. Not everyone, but there are a lot of moms on here, and I feel like sometimes we get in our heads, like, I'm 23 and I'm a mom of almost 2 kids, y'all, and it's sometimes hard to connect with other people that are my age in college, 23. So don't think that like just because you're a mom, you can't follow people in sororities or in college. Like, think about your life before you had kids. That's what I do. And I'm like, I used to be in a sorority. I went to college for a year. Like, I did those things. So, but what I wanted you to touch on was that you guys use Instagram a lot. Like, how much of your time is spent on Instagram? And then what do you do, like, to follow people intentionally since you don't use apps anymore?
Yeah, so my biggest thing for that is I mean like I don't know, I've always been big on like having a good Instagram just because I mean like if you excuse me, if you think about it for yourself, like if you go to look at someone's Instagram and like it's ugly, are you gonna follow it? Like no. Like be honest with yourself, you're not. So always like do that self-reflection and say like, is my Instagram pretty? And like I go through phases where I'm like, oh my God, my Instagram's trash. And I like want to delete everything and like start over. But we all get moments like that. So I try not to change it up too much. I never have changed my username also. That's like one thing I feel like is so important. I'm sure I probably will when like we get married, but like that's not anywhere in the future. But like my name is like Cheyenne.Nickerson. And then my second account is Nickerson.Cheyenne. So like people can find me. It's like very simple. But I've had the Cheyenne.Nickerson since I became Instagram since I became a user because that's the thing that Instagram gave me. So I've literally had that username forever. And I wouldn't recommend changing it because I'm sure you guys, like if you go and like follow up with potentials and their Instagram username changed, you're screwed. So like you literally can't find them unless you know them personally. So definitely don't change that because if people are trying to reach out to you and they can't find you, in all honesty, they're going to go find another distributor. Like I hate to be like to say it like that, but like we know how many distributors there are in this company, and I have people that will literally reach out to me and say like I've had so many people like reach out to me, but I really think I'd only be able to work with you. And that's because I've shown who I am through my Instagram, that like these people know that they want to work with me before I even know who they are. And okay, so like this is like just a perfect example because this girl is a potential distributor of mine. She messaged me on Instagram and I was like, she's gonna sign up. So I've been following up with her for like 4 months now, and she slid up on my story and was I love watching your videos like this, and it was of me making my coffee. I'm sorry I've not replied to your DMs. I'm just really busy, but I think you're absolutely amazing and I love your personality. Like literally just the sweetest message, but like it's like literally a potential that I haven't spoken to in 2 weeks because she hasn't responded, or in 2 months because she hasn't responded to my messages, like with me getting her to order. But it's like things like that, and like I've even had like girls reach out to me from like other teams, like, and like this is like so sad, and like but like girls that are like, I don't like my leader, like can I join you? And like obviously it kills me because I'm like, that's like I hate that. Like it literally makes me so sad to think that like there's people in the company that like literally don't care about their team. But I always make sure that like people know, like people who are on my team, and that just reminded me to talk about something. So I'm not going to switch topics, but I just thought about that. But like people know that when they join me, they are going to get 110% of my attention, and like I am going to train them to success. Like I've signed I think 6 distributors since the $200 fast start thing came out, and I texted all of them before this, and I was like, just letting you know, I'm going to be gone for about an hour on a training. If you need anything, like here's my like a couple other leaders. And I basically gave them like wherever like I have placed them or going to place them, I've just given them the numbers of like those uplines above them, so if they need something, they have someone else to reach out to. But okay, so going on, another thing that I recently started doing I got a tip from another leader, was the close friends list on Instagram. So if you're familiar with that, sorry, I feel like bad for not responding to that girl. I didn't want to leave her on red. So basically your close friends list on Instagram is like a separate type of story thing. So I have to go through and like remove people that have signed up. But this is basically like the close friends list. It's like a separate story, and these are like all of the potentials that haven't signed up from August. Excuse me. And I go to my story and I will like take a video. It's only talking videos, like me saying like to my Instagram, speaking. And like these girls that are on there know that they're on there. They can see that they're on the list, but they can't see if you added them or deleted them. But if I feel like once they know why they're on the list, it's like, oh, like you're so sweet. So like I said, I try to post a video like once a day. Like I know you guys have talked to me before about joining my team. Like I wanted to give you this for like exclusive access, like kind of making them, I mean, I don't say making them feel, but like making them feel important. And like I don't mean that in like a rude way at all, because that kind of sounded rude coming out, but like I want them to know that like I want them on my team, and like I'm going to hold spots, I'm going to save VIP spots, save double fast start spots for these people, or for them at least, because they're specifically on this list. And after doing that, all of the people that I've signed this week from that deal have come from that list. It's like the first thing I did was like I posted a video. Like you could literally hear the family call going on in the background, because I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, like I just like literally hyped it up, like because obviously that's freaking amazing. And like I had 2 people join that night because they were like, okay, $200, boom, like let's go. And it was like literally was just those little things. Like I'll post things like whenever I was able to pay for my gas, I took an actual video and I was like swiping my It Works card. I didn't actually swipe it because my It Works commission card doesn't have any money on it, because I just transfer everything to my bank account, but I gotta make them think. So I like took my little commission card and I was like paying for my gas, and I like showed the gas and like showed my car. Hey, you guys, do what you gotta do. But yeah, and so like they can see that they're actually on the list if they go to their stories. I don't have any like up right now, but or like ones I can show you, but like when you're clicking through your story, it says like in the top right in green, close friends, and only they can see that. So at first I did it for like my actual close friends, and then I got like a tip from another leader who she was like, I do this for like exclusive access to all my potential distributors. And I was like, and you, my friend, just changed the game. So I basically just do it, like makes them feel like super important, because like they know that I want them on my team, I guess. And then follow-ups make it a lot easier, because I can literally just go down that list and follow up with people. So that's how I've been following up with my distributors lately. And I want to say it was Brittany Hayes who said this, but don't quote me on that. But she basically was saying that the girl that she joined with like messaged her like for 7 or 17 days in a row or something. And then she like joined like after like the 7th or 17th time, something like that. So I've been following up with these people for like every day for a week. And I've only gotten to day 4 and these people have signed up. So like I've consistently messaged them for 4 days and they're enrolling, versus waiting for a month doing every week on a Friday, you know? So I'm just like, I don't want to say I'm in their face, but I'm literally just like being in their face about joining. And I feel like it's helping a lot too.
Okay, that's literally what I was going to say. So could you kind of give like a little snippet of your conversation? So when you say you're messaging them every day, do you message them every day about the business on your close friends list, or do you like follow up differently, just hey, like hope you're having a good day, you know what I mean? Like what is your follow-up message when you're doing it every single day? Because I feel like a lot of people get so, especially if you're new, you're like, I don't want to annoy them, and I don't want to do it every day, you know what I mean?
I got you from there. My first tip about annoying is I know I'm annoying, but I'm annoying in a good way. Like I'm annoying because like I want these people to see the potential that I see in them, and like I want them to like take this opportunity, and like I don't want that to seem like I'm just trying to fill a box on my chart, because like it's not about that. Like I am here to help these people, and if I, like I said like earlier, if I don't believe in them, no one else will. So if I have to message them 100 days in a row for them to join, I'm going to message them 100 days in a row, because I have to be that person for them, because they may have an unsupportive spouse, they may have an unsupportive family. Like you can literally go on and on about the unsupportive people in their life, but if I am that one light, I'm okay with that. So one of the girls that has joined recently, in July, I messaged her on Facebook about a host to post giveaway. She never posted the host to post. And then Friday, she said, I guess I don't understand exactly what it is you do. You make it seem too easy, and I just don't actually believe it. She's like, I don't want to be rude, but there's just no way that you're literally living your best life being 2 years younger than me and dropped out of college. And like, she was just so real. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, she's like, I have no desire to go back to college. I'm cutting hair. I'm unmotivated, undedicated, but I do have hard work if I need it. I have no idea where to aim my passion towards. So if you're able to tell me exactly what you do, I'm all ears. And my first message is, oh my God, it worked. Okay. So that's the first thing I send them. I basically say, like, are you familiar with It Works and network marketing at all? Or if someone reaches out to me like that, I'll take out the no or not a problem at all. Also, if my grammar's messed up and not, don't hate me. My excuse is I dropped out of college. So there we go. So I have really bad grammar. So that's like the first message. And then I always say, like, what do you do now? And it's like to basically like get them into that conversation of like, what's your job? And she already said that like she cut hair. So I was like, do you do anything else besides like cutting hair? Just because she said that she cut hair, I didn't want to like act like I didn't read her message. Someone's unmuted. Okay. And so this is the next message I send, and it's like I try to keep it as simple as possible because being green, I can like overcomplicate it a lot more than it needs to be overcomplicated. So this is like the I don't know, like the simplest way I guess to explain everything. So like quick cash is always fun. The good part is you can do this while you're working, going to school. I changed that. That's why there's a little slash, because if they're in school and they're not working, I'm only going to say like going to school, that kind of thing. Like, does it sound good? Sounds awesome. I'm like, okay, great. And then I go into this. It just keeps it super quick and simple about how we get paid. Like the $100 bonuses, like we have the ability to make as much money as you want. Are you coachable? And mostly all the time they're like, yes, I'm coachable. But there are some people that have literally said like, no, I hate being told what to do. So then like there kind of goes into like a different conversation of like, okay, well, like I'm not going to be telling you what to do, but like I'm mentoring you. And I don't have like a text replacement for that because most people don't say that, but like, you know, like it's, if they're not coachable, then just kind of say like, oh, well, I need you to be coachable. So like I can mentor you. Like, I'm not going to be your boss. Like I'm here to help you, like that kind of thing. And then, my next message is like the price. So I changed this. I don't have it changed in my text replacement. I just like change it there, but it says like at the bottom, it has like, in my team to earn yourself your own bonuses, I'll say your own $10,000 bonus within 4 months, like that kind of thing. I just like throw in the incentives that we have right now. And if they say, does that sound good? I always just say like, okay, that's great. Like, why do you need this? And I just like literally keep it as simple, like, why? Like, why do you need this? And they go in from there and we just like talk about them basically. Cause I always want like them to talk. I don't want me to like, I joined because of this. Like if they ask, I can tell them, but like I want them to be the one talking. And most of the time I'm always like, okay, girl, like, do you have any other questions for me? Or like, do you want to go ahead and get started now? And honestly, most of my distributors are on the spot. And that's why I don't ever have to follow up, because there's like about half and half that sign up on the spot and then half of them don't. And then if they don't, this is my message that I say for customers and distributors, but I always ask for their phone number, and it says like, what's a good phone number? I'll mark you down for a discount spot or a VIP spot in my calendar. And if I have their phone number, I do the last 4 digits of their credit card. Cause like, then you know that they're serious. And like, I actually did the credit card thing today for a potential, and it was 2 days ago, and then she signed up today. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like they're more serious whenever you ask like for their phone number or for the last 4 of their credit card. Like I feel like that's a little bit more serious. So I try to keep the conversation as simple as I can and like not complicated, because I don't want it to be complicated, but that is my basic conversation with people. And obviously if they ask like, how do you get paid? Do you have to have inventory? Like I have little spiels for like all of that as well.
Yeah, no, I love that you shared those. I feel like it's great to see what you say. So people, it's easy to overcomplicate things, but It's just so simple, you guys. Do you ever voice message or do you send out messages more?
So I'll be honest, and I try not to voice message just because I do have really bad grammar,
Yeah.
but I just don't want people to think I'm stupid, honestly. That's like the only time I care about what people think about me. But so for this specific distributor who is the one that was like baby Luke, and I was like, are you gonna tell Luke no? Like I sent that in a voice memo so they could like literally hear that I was like kind of being serious, but like also like kind of saying like, are you gonna tell your son no? You know, like I don't know, but like I send voice messages for the things that they need to hear my physical voice for, because if I would have said that in just a regular message, then it would have had no effect, you know. And like I even feel like that's something like Lakin and I have gotten like so close, and like we literally our entire text conversation is like 2-minute long voice memos to each other, because I mean like at the same time it's just like easier to communicate like that. But yeah, so I only send the voice memos. I don't want to say if they're needed, but if I feel like it's going to add value to the conversation, I will, just because the text replacements are so easy to like boop, 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 and then send that I don't really have to do that much. But like if it needs to be like a more personalized message, then like obviously I'm going to do that.
Right. Okay, perfect. That was my last question. So I know we went over a couple minutes, but just really quickly, does anyone have any more questions before we end this and hop off? Tonight has been so good. Thank you for hopping on with us.
You're so welcome. Sorry, I was talking, but I muted myself.
That's okay. I was just giving it a couple more seconds just to see if anyone else had questions. Okay, perfect. How do you train your new DTs? Okay, yeah, quick rundown. That's a really good question to have.
Okay, quick rundown is I send them, oh my gosh, I got the notification. Fill this out. It's a Google form. And the Google form is basically, oh my gosh, I'm so ADD. I have to actually go look at it to even tell you guys what it says. Lake, and I'm texting this to you just to make it quick. So on the actual Google form, the first thing they do is they're going to send me a selfie and their why. And that's so I can make like the cute little Instagram pic to post on my story and to introduce them to the team page. They log into eSuite. They add me on Facebook and Instagram so I can get them to the team page. They make their first post. They make their dirt list. They send out the messages. And then it says like, I want you to take a deep breath. You are going to feel overwhelmed, confused, and lost. I was too, but I also kept going. I kept asking questions. I failed and I learned along the way. I promise you will get the hang of it. Just lock arms with me for 90 days and we will completely change your life. And it kind of gives them that like, okay. And the last thing is a YouTube video. And I don't really remember what this is, but okay. It's like basically my video, that's like welcome to my team kind of thing. So I explain who I am, what my story is, like why I'm doing this, like those kind of things. And then after they complete that, typically by that point, they've signed their 4 customers and at least 1 or 2 distributors, just like for the course of doing everything. And then we go into like Zooms, who to follow, why we message, why we post, those kind of things. But that's in a rundown of how I do it. And everything is also tracked in my binder.
Love it. So organized. Thank you so much for hopping on with us. I will send you the recording and